Richard II, play by William Shakespeare. As the play opens, we are told that King Richard II is the King of England. He became king when he was still a child, so for many years other nobles ruled the country in his name. Now, Richard is a grown man, but he has not learned how to be a good ruler. He enjoys luxury, fine clothes, and praise. He likes to be admired and surrounded by people who flatter him. He spends a lot of money on himself and listens more to pleasing words than to honest advice. Because of this, many powerful nobles in England are unhappy and worried about the future of the country. At the beginning of the story, two important nobles come before King Richard's court. One is Henry Bolingbroke, the son of John of Gaunt, who is the king's uncle. The other is Thomas Mowbray, the Duke of Norfolk. Bolingbroke accuses Mowbray of being a traitor. He says that Mowbray has stolen money that was meant to pay soldiers, and that he may have been involved in the murder of the Duke of Gloucester, who was another uncle of the king. Mowbray angrily denies all the charges and says that Bolingbroke is lying. The argument becomes very serious. Both men challenge each other to a trial by combat, which means they will fight to the death, believing that God will help the man who is telling the truth. King Richard agrees to this trial, and a great public event is prepared. On the day of the fight, Bolingbroke and Mowbray arrive in full armor, ready to battle. Just as the fight is about to begin, King Richard suddenly stops it. No one knows for sure why. He may fear the outcome or simply wish to avoid bloodshed. Instead of letting them fight, Richard decides to punish both men by banishing them from England. Mowbray is banished for life, which deeply upsets him. Bolingbroke is banished for 10 years, but Richard later shortens it to 6 years. Bolingbroke accepts the decision, though he is sad. His father, John of Gaunt, comforts him and reminds him to remain honorable.
John of Gaunt is old and sick, but he is wise and deeply loves England. He is troubled by how King Richard is ruling. Soon after Bolingbroke leaves, Gaunt becomes very ill. King Richard comes to visit him, expecting praise or kindness. Instead, Gaunt speaks honestly and bravely. He tells Richard that England is like a beautiful garden that is being ruined by careless rulers. He accuses Richard of wasting money, selling royal lands, and allowing corrupt advisors to control the kingdom. Richard becomes angry and refuses to listen. Shortly after speaking these truths, John of Gaunt dies. After Gaunt's death, King Richard makes a terrible mistake. By law, Bolingbroke should inherit his father's lands and wealth. Instead, Richard seizes the property for himself to pay for wars and support his expensive lifestyle. This action shocks and angers many nobles. Taking away inheritance is seen as unjust and unlawful. Richard does not care about their anger. Feeling confident in his power, he leaves England to fight a rebellion in Ireland. While Richard is away, Bolingbroke returns to England. At first, he says that he has come only to reclaim his rightful inheritance. Many nobles join him because they are angry with Richard's behavior and believe Bolingbroke is more honorable. As Bolingbroke travels through England, more soldiers and supporters gather. His army grows stronger every day. Meanwhile, Richard's advisors are weak and selfish. They failed to protect his power. When Richard finally returns from Ireland, he is shocked to find that much of England supports Bolingbroke. Castles have surrendered and noblemen have changed sides. Richard is confused and hurt. He has always believed that as king, God had chosen him and that his rule could never be challenged. Richard meets Bolingbroke at Flint Castle. Bolingbroke kneels before Richard to show respect, but he firmly demands the return of his lands and rights. Richard realizes that he has no army and very few loyal supporters left. With no real power, he agrees to return to London with Bolingbroke. As they travel together, Richard begins to change. He becomes quiet and thoughtful. For the first time, he truly reflects on his mistakes. He speaks sadly about how power fades and how kings are only human beneath their crowns. He begins to understand that being king is not just about wearing royal clothes, but about serving the people. In London, Parliament meets. Bolingbroke accuses Richard of ruling badly, wasting money, abusing power, and acting unfairly. Richard is forced to give up the throne. In a painful and emotional moment, Richard removes the crown himself and hands it to Bolingbroke. Bolingbroke becomes King Henry IV.
Richard is sent to prison, first to the Tower of London and later to a lonely place called Pomfret Castle. He is no longer treated as a king. He has no servants, no comfort, and no power. Alone in his prison, Richard begins to think deeply about life. He talks about time, memory, and the soul. He wonders who he is without a crown. Though he was a poor king, he becomes a wiser man through suffering. Meanwhile, King Henry IV is not at peace. Many nobles feel guilty about removing Richard. Others fear rebellion. A group of nobles plans to rescue Richard and kill Henry. However, the plan fails and the rebels are punished. Henry IV worries that Richard will always be a danger as long as he lives. He does not directly order Richard's death, but he hints that it would be better if Richard were gone. A man named Sir Piers Exton understands this hint as permission. Exton travels to Pomfret Castle with soldiers. Richard is alone, sitting quietly and thinking. When Exton and his man attack him, Richard bravely fights back, even though he is weak and unarmed. He kills 2 attackers, but is finally overwhelmed and murdered. Later, Henry IV learns that Richard is dead. Instead of feeling relieved, he feels deep guilt. He realizes that becoming king through another man's fall has stained his rule. He decides to go on a religious journey to seek forgiveness for his sins. The story ends on a sad and serious note. Richard II was not a good king, but his fall teaches an important lesson. It shows how pride, injustice, and poor leadership can destroy a ruler. It also shows that power is temporary and that even kings are human. Richard loses his crown, but through suffering, he gains understanding. I hope you have enjoyed this video, but please like the video and subscribe the channel.